My friends, as we step into 2025, I invite you to embrace a revolutionary truth. The most important work you will ever do is the work you do on yourself. This year is not for chasing others, seeking approval, or scattering your energy in countless directions. This is the year you turn inward and reclaim your power. The idea that your inner world shapes your outer world is not just a philosophical concept, but a profound truth that governs every aspect of life. It is a principle rooted in the understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions create the reality you experience. Life is not something that happens to you, it is a projection of what happens within you. To grasp this is to step into your true power as the architect of your destiny. Consider for a moment the mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed, every belief a root, and every emotion the water that nourishes the soil. What grows in this garden depends entirely on what you cultivate. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, your outer world will reflect scarcity, conflict, and frustration. But if you sow seeds of love, confidence, and abundance, you will experience a life that mirrors those qualities. This is not a matter of mere positive thinking, but a deliberate practice of aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to create. Your mind operates as a powerful magnet, attracting circumstances, people, and opportunities that match the energy you emit. When your thoughts are dominated by lack or negativity, you unconsciously draw more of the same into your life. Conversely, when you focus on gratitude, possibility, and fulfillment, your external circumstances begin to shift in miraculous ways. The outer world is a mirror, and it reflects not what you want, but what you are. If you long for love yet carry the belief that you are unworthy of it, the mirror will reflect relationships filled with distance or heartbreak. If you desire success, but harbor deep doubts about your abilities, the reflection will be missed opportunities and unfulfilled goals. The mirror does not judge, it simply reflects. To change the reflection, you must change the source. The transformation begins with awareness. Most people live on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts and beliefs that dominate their inner world. They react to external circumstances without realizing that these circumstances are often the result of their own mental patterns. Awareness is the first step to breaking free from this cycle. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you begin to see the connection between your inner dialogue and your outer experiences. Once aware, the next step is to consciously choose the thoughts and beliefs you wish to nurture. This requires more than fleeting affirmations. It demands a deep commitment to reprogramming your mind. Visualization is a powerful tool in this process. By vividly imagining the life you desire, as if it were already yours, you impress this image upon your subconscious mind. Over time, the subconscious, which cannot distinguish between reality and imagination, begins to align your actions, emotions, and energy with this vision. The outer world then responds to this shift in alignment. Emotion plays a critical role in this process. Thoughts alone are not enough, they must be charged with the feelings that correspond to the reality you wish to create. If you think of abundance but feel fear or doubt, the emotional charge negates the thought. However, when you think of abundance and feel the joy, freedom, and gratitude that come with it, you create a powerful signal that resonates with the energy of abundance. This resonance attracts circumstances that match it. Doubt and fear often arise as you embark on this journey of transformation. They are remnants of old conditioning, and their presence does not mean you have failed. On the contrary, they are opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your vision. Instead of resisting these emotions, acknowledge them, understand their origins, and release them with love. In doing so, you create space for new beliefs to take root. The external world is also a teacher, offering feedback on your inner state. Challenges and obstacles are not punishments but mirrors, revealing areas where your inner alignment needs refinement. Instead of viewing difficulties as barriers, see them as opportunities to grow and align more deeply with your desired reality. Each challenge carries a gift if you are willing to look within and learn from it. The power of your inner world is limitless, but it requires consistency. This is not a one-time effort but a daily practice. Just as a garden requires regular care, your mind needs constant tending. Meditate to quiet the noise of the external world. Journal to uncover hidden beliefs. Surround yourself with people, books, and environments that support your growth. These practices help you maintain the clarity and focus needed to shape your outer world intentionally. When you master your inner world, you realize that nothing outside of you has power over you. Circumstances no longer dictate your state of being. Instead, your state of being dictates your circumstances. This realization frees you from the illusion of victimhood and places you firmly in the role of creator. You are no longer at the mercy of life, you are life itself, unfolding in alignment with your vision. The beauty of this truth is its simplicity. You do not need external tools, validation, or approval to change your life. Everything you need is already within you. By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with the reality you wish to experience, you unlock the infinite potential of creation. Your inner world shapes your outer world, and by mastering this principle, you can create a life that reflects the deepest desires of your heart. In a world that never seems to stop, where every moment is filled with alerts, demands, and distractions, the greatest gift you can give yourself is silence. The external world is a constant stream of noise, voices clamoring for your attention, expectations pulling you in different directions, and the unending barrage of information that keeps your mind perpetually occupied. Amid all this chaos, the truth of who you are, what you desire, and what truly matters gets drowned out. To reclaim your peace and power, you must learn to silence the noise of the external world and turn inward to the stillness where all answers reside. The external world thrives on your attention. Advertisements beg for you to buy, social media vies for your validation, and the opinions of others infiltrate your mind. These forces are designed to distract you from yourself, to keep you engaged with everything but your inner truth. The more you chase external noise, the further you drift from the clarity and peace that lie within. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the absence of unnecessary influence. In silence, you can finally hear the quiet whisper of your intuition, the voice that is often overshadowed by the chaos around you. This is not to say that the external world is inherently bad. It serves its purpose, offering experiences and lessons that shape your journey. However, when the external becomes your focus, when you allow it to dictate your emotions and decisions, you lose touch with your inner guidance. The noise of the world is loud, but its power over you is an illusion. You have the choice to step back, to disengage, and to listen to something far more profound, the stillness within. Creating silence in a noisy world begins with boundaries. You must protect your energy as you would a precious resource. Not every conversation needs your participation, not every opinion deserves your response, and not every demand requires your attention. By saying no to what does not serve your highest self, you say yes to the space where silence can flourish. This is not selfish, it is necessary. Without boundaries, your mind becomes a battleground for external forces, leaving little room for the calm that nurtures your soul. Silence is also a practice of presence. In a society addicted to speed and productivity, pausing can feel unnatural, even uncomfortable. Yet it is in the pause that life reveals its depth. When you allow yourself to be fully present, you break free from the grip of past regrets and future anxieties. The present moment is the only place where silence truly exists. By grounding yourself in the now, you step into a space where external noise loses its hold, and the beauty of simplicity emerges. Disengaging from the external does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting the world. It means choosing to interact with it on your terms. It means filtering what you allow into your mind and heart. Ask yourself, does this conversation uplift me? Does this news feed inspire me? Does this relationship align with my values? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to step away. Silence is not avoidance, it is discernment. It is the recognition that not everything deserves a place in your sacred inner world. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate silence is through solitude. Time alone is not loneliness, it is a return to self. In solitude, you reconnect with your thoughts and emotions without interference. You begin to understand what truly drives you, what you long for, and what no longer serves you. Solitude is the fertile ground where your dreams take root, free from the distractions that often keep them buried. Meditation is another doorway to silence. In meditation, you train your mind to release the chatter of the external world and find stillness within. At first, the mind may resist, filling the quiet with restless thoughts. But with practice, the noise subsides, and a deeper silence emerges, a silence that is not empty but full of clarity and peace. This silence is where creativity, intuition, and inspiration are born. It is the space where you remember that you are more than your circumstances, more than the noise of the world. Technology, while a powerful tool, is one of the greatest sources of noise in modern life. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and the illusion of connection often leave you feeling more disconnected than ever. To silence this noise, you must take control of your relationship with technology. Set limits on your screen time. Create moments in your day where you disconnect entirely. Use technology intentionally as a tool to serve your growth, not as a distraction from your inner work. The silence you seek is not something you need to create, it is already within you. The noise of the external world simply obscures it. By stepping away from the distractions and reconnecting with yourself, you uncover the stillness that has always been there. This silence is a source of strength, clarity, and wisdom. It is the foundation upon which you can build a life aligned with your highest vision. In silencing the noise of the external world, you do not lose anything, you gain everything. You gain the ability to hear your own voice, to trust your own path, and to live a life that is true to you. The world will continue to spin, and the noise will persist, but it does not have to consume you. When you choose silence, you reclaim your power. You remember that the external world is but a reflection of your inner state, and in that silence you find the freedom to shape it on your terms. Life offers a choice to be the creator of your experiences or the reactor to your circumstances. Many move through life in a state of reactivity, allowing external events to dictate their emotions, decisions, and overall state of being. In this mode, you become a passenger, carried by the currents of life, often feeling powerless and at the mercy of forces beyond your control. But to become the creator is to take the reins of your destiny. It is to step into the understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions shape the life you live. The difference between the two lies not in what happens to you, but in how you choose to respond and the role you assume in your story. Reacting is easy, it is the default state for most. When something goes wrong, the immediate instinct is to blame the situation, people, or even fate. This reaction often comes from a place of fear, frustration, or lack. It's a conditioned response rooted in the belief that life happens to you rather than through you. Reactivity keeps you tied to external circumstances, perpetually waiting for something or someone to change so you can feel better. This cycle creates a sense of powerlessness, as if you are a bystander in your own life. On the other hand, becoming the creator requires awareness, intention, and responsibility. It begins with recognizing that the world outside is a reflection of the world within. Every thought you hold, every belief you nurture, and every feeling you embody contributes to the reality you experience. This is not to say that you control every event or person in your life, but you do have the power to control how you interpret, respond to, and grow from them. This shift from reaction to creation is transformative. It places you in the role of the artist, painting your life with the colors of your choosing. As a creator, your first tool is your mind. Thoughts are not fleeting, inconsequential things. They are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Over time, these seeds grow into the experiences and outcomes that define your reality. When you think with intention, focusing on what you desire rather than what you fear, you align your inner world with the outcomes you wish to see in the outer world. It is not enough to simply want something. You must think, feel, and act as though it is already yours. This alignment is what transforms desire into reality. Emotion is the fuel of creation. While thoughts set the direction, emotions provide the energy. To become the creator, you must cultivate emotions that resonate with the reality you want to experience. If you seek joy, practice gratitude. If you seek abundance, feel the freedom and satisfaction that come with having enough. Too often, people wait for circumstances to generate these feelings, but as the creator you understand that it works the other way around. By embodying the emotions of your desired reality now, you draw that reality closer to you. Becoming the creator also means embracing responsibility. This is not about blame or self-criticism, but about owning your role in shaping your life. Responsibility empowers you because it reminds you that you are never truly stuck. Every moment is an opportunity to choose differently, to think differently, and to act differently. Even in the face of challenges, you retain the power to create meaning, growth, and transformation. As long as you are willing to take ownership, you remain the author of your story. Reacting often stems from fear of losing control, being hurt, or failing. But as the creator, you operate from a place of trust. You trust that your inner alignment will manifest in your external reality. You trust that challenges are not punishments but opportunities to refine your vision and strengthen your resolve. This trust allows you to move through life with confidence and peace, unshaken by temporary setbacks. Action is where creation becomes tangible. Thought and emotion are powerful, but they must be coupled with inspired action to bring your vision to life. The difference between reactive action and creative action lies in intention. Reactive actions are hurried, driven by anxiety or a need to fix. Creative actions are deliberate, guided by clarity and purpose. They are not always grand gestures. Sometimes they are small, consistent steps that, over time, build the reality you envision. Being a creator does not mean controlling every detail of life. There will always be factors beyond your influence. But even in those moments, you have the power to choose your response. You can see obstacles as insurmountable or as stepping stones. You can let disappointment define you or use it as fuel for growth. The creator sees every experience as part of a greater masterpiece, knowing that even the challenges serve a purpose in the grand design. The journey from reactor to creator is not a one-time decision but a daily practice. It requires mindfulness to catch yourself in moments of reactivity and the courage to choose creation instead. It requires patience, as not every shift will yield immediate results. And it requires faith in the process, trusting that the reality you seek is already taking shape, even if it is not yet visible. To become the creator is to reclaim your power. It is to realize that you are not a victim of life's circumstances, but the architect of your destiny. When you create rather than react, you align yourself with the infinite potential within you. You step into your role as a deliberate, conscious participant in the unfolding of your life. And in doing so, you transform not just your own reality, but the world around you. True transformation begins with a single, profound realization: you must love yourself fully and unconditionally. Without self-love, no amount of external change can bring lasting fulfillment. It is the foundation upon which all growth, healing, and personal evolution are built. When you cultivate self-love, you align with your intrinsic worth and recognize that you are deserving of all the joy, peace, and abundance life has to offer. This love is not born out of arrogance or selfishness, but out of an understanding that you cannot give to others, achieve your goals, or navigate life's challenges unless you first honor yourself. Self-love is the courage to accept yourself as you are in this moment. It means embracing your flaws, imperfections, and past mistakes without judgment. So often people seek transformation because they believe they are broken or unworthy. But transformation does not come from fixing what is broken. It comes from realizing that you were never broken to begin with. You are a work in progress, and every part of you, both the light and the shadow, contributes to the unique being that you are. Self-love allows you to see yourself through a lens of compassion, where you no longer criticize or reject the parts of you that need the most care. To love yourself is to recognize your value, independent of external achievements or validation. Society often teaches us to measure our worth by what we accomplish, how others perceive us, or the roles we fulfill. This creates a cycle of striving, where we are constantly chasing something outside of ourselves to feel good enough. But the truth is, your worth is inherent. It does not fluctuate with success or failure, nor does it depend on the approval of others. Self-love anchors you in this truth, freeing you from the endless pursuit of external validation and allowing you to stand confidently in your own essence. When you love yourself, you set boundaries that protect your well-being. Many people struggle with saying no or prioritizing their needs because they fear disappointing others or being seen as selfish. But self-love reminds you that your time, energy, and emotional health are sacred. By honoring your limits, you teach others how to treat you and create space for what truly matters in your life. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are pathways to healthier, more authentic connections. When you operate from a place of self-love, you no longer sacrifice your peace to please others. Self-love is also the key to healing. Emotional wounds, traumas, and insecurities often linger because we resist confronting them. We bury our pain, hoping it will disappear, but it manifests in other ways through anxiety, anger, or self-sabotage. Loving yourself means having the courage to face these wounds with tenderness and understanding. It means forgiving yourself for past mistakes and releasing the shame or guilt that weighs you down. Healing is not a linear process, and it requires patience. But when you approach it with self-love, you create an environment where growth and recovery can flourish. Transformation through self-love is not about becoming someone new, it is about uncovering who you already are. Life's experiences, challenges, and conditioning often cause us to lose sight of our true essence. We begin to believe the stories we are told about who we should be, rather than embracing who we truly are. Self-love peels back these layers of doubt and fear, revealing the authentic self that has always been within. This authenticity becomes the foundation for any meaningful change. When you act from a place of self-love, your choices align with your deepest values and desires, rather than the expectations of others. One of the most powerful aspects of self-love is how it transforms your relationship with failure. Many people fear failure because they equate it with unworthiness. But when you love yourself, failure becomes an opportunity rather than a reflection of your value. You understand that mistakes are simply stepping stones on the path of growth. They do not define you, they refine you. Self-love gives you the resilience to try again, to learn from your experiences, and to keep moving forward, knowing that your worth is never diminished by setbacks. Self-love also expands your capacity to love others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you neglect your own needs, your relationships suffer, because you operate from a place of depletion rather than abundance. But when you prioritize self-love, you have more to give. Your love becomes unconditional, because it is not rooted in fear, neediness, or insecurity. Instead, it flows freely, unburdened by the expectation that others must fill the gaps in your self-worth. This creates deeper, more fulfilling connections, as you are able to give and receive love authentically. Cultivating self-love is a daily practice. It is found in the small, intentional choices you make to honor yourself. It is in the way you speak to yourself, the thoughts you entertain, and the actions you take to nurture your mind, body, and soul. It is in celebrating your successes, no matter how small, and in showing yourself kindness on the days when you stumble. Self-love is not a destination, it is a journey, one that evolves as you grow and change. As you build this foundation of self-love, transformation becomes inevitable. You begin to see yourself not as someone who needs to be fixed, but as someone who is continuously unfolding into their highest potential. You release the need to prove yourself and instead embrace the freedom to simply be. With self-love as your guide, you discover a strength and beauty within that no external circumstance can take away. You become the architect of your own life, creating a reality that reflects the love and respect you have for yourself. And in doing so, you transform not only your own world, but also the lives of those around you. The art of assumption is one of the most powerful tools for transforming your life, yet it remains elusive to many who are caught in the cycle of reacting to their current circumstances. Assumption is not mere wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of aligning your inner state with the reality you desire, regardless of what the outer world may presently show. Mastering this art is to step into the role of creator, where you shape your experiences through the lens of belief, imagination, and unwavering conviction. At its core, the art of assumption begins with the understanding that reality is fluid and shaped by consciousness. The external world is not fixed, it is a mirror reflecting the dominant thoughts and beliefs held within you. When you assume something to be true, you impress this belief upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, acting without question or resistance, begins to orchestrate events, people, and circumstances to bring this assumption into being. It does so not because of magical thinking, but because of the alignment between your inner state and the energy you project outward. The first step in mastering assumption is clarity. You must know what you desire with specificity and conviction. Vague wishes yield vague results. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," assume, "I am a successful entrepreneur, thriving in my chosen field." The more vivid and detailed your assumption, the more powerful its impact. Engage all your senses, see, feel, hear, and even taste the reality you wish to experience. This sensory engagement bridges the gap between imagination and belief, making your assumption feel real and attainable. Next comes the act of embodying the assumption. It is not enough to think about your desired outcome, you must live as though it is already yours. This means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you are assuming. If you assume yourself to be confident, how would you think, speak, and carry yourself? If you assume abundance, how would you approach your finances, relationships, and opportunities? Embodying the assumption creates a resonance within you that draws the corresponding reality into your experience. One of the most challenging aspects of mastering assumption is releasing doubt. The current circumstances of your life may contradict the reality you are seeking to create. These contradictions can provoke skepticism, causing you to waver in your belief. But doubt is the enemy of assumption. It creates resistance that blocks the flow of manifestation. To overcome doubt, focus not on what you see, but on what you know to be true in your mind and heart. The outer world is a delayed reflection. It takes time to catch up with the changes you make internally. Trust the process and remain steadfast in your assumption, even when the evidence is not immediately apparent. Another key to mastering assumption is persistence. Change rarely happens overnight. The mind is a creature of habit, and it often clings to old patterns and beliefs, even when they no longer serve you. Persistence is the act of reaffirming your assumption, day after day, until it becomes the dominant thought in your consciousness. This repetition rewires your subconscious mind, replacing doubt with certainty and fear with faith. Over time, the assumption becomes so ingrained that it feels natural, and when it feels natural, it manifests. The power of assumption is amplified when coupled with emotion. Emotion is the energy that fuels your thoughts and gives them life. To assume a reality without feeling it is like planting a seed without watering it. It cannot grow. When you assume, immerse yourself in the emotions that come with your desired reality. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as though the outcome has already been achieved. This emotional engagement not only reinforces your assumption, but also raises your vibrational state, aligning you with the frequency of your desired reality. A vital component of mastering the art of assumption is detachment. While it may seem contradictory, true assumption requires letting go of the need to control how or when your desire will manifest. Clinging to the outcome creates tension and signals to your subconscious mind that you do not truly believe in the reality you are assuming. Detachment is not indifference, it is a state of trust and surrender. It is the knowing that what you have assumed is already yours, even if the evidence has not yet appeared. The art of assumption also involves self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts and beliefs that dominate your mind throughout the day. Are they aligned with the reality you wish to create, or are they rooted in fear and lack? Assumptions are formed not only through deliberate acts, but also through habitual thinking. By cultivating mindfulness, you can catch and replace limiting assumptions with empowering ones, ensuring that your inner dialogue supports your desired outcome. Ultimately, mastering the art of assumption is about stepping into your power as a creator. It is about recognizing that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, but are instead the architect of your reality. This power comes with responsibility, as you must choose your assumptions wisely. What you assume consistently, you will inevitably experience. Therefore, assume the best for yourself and for others. Assume success, happiness, health, and abundance, not because you see them in the present moment, but because you know they are yours to claim. The beauty of assumption is that it does not require external validation or permission. It begins and ends within you. When you master this art, you transcend the limitations of the physical world and step into a life of infinite possibilities. You become the conscious creator of your destiny, shaping your world with the power of belief and the certainty of imagination. The year of total commitment to self is a powerful declaration to step into a life that is fully aligned with your deepest desires, needs, and aspirations. It's a commitment to stop living for others' approval, expectations, or validation, and instead place yourself at the center of your own universe. In a world that constantly demands attention from every angle, it's easy to lose sight of your true self. The distractions, pressures, and opinions of others can cloud your judgment and steer you off course. But when you commit to yourself, you break free from the noise and reclaim your power, your purpose, and your peace. Total commitment to self requires a shift in perspective. It means understanding that self-care is not selfish, but necessary for your well-being. To give to others, to pursue your passions, and to show up as your best self in the world, you must first nurture yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and when you neglect your own needs, desires, and boundaries, you create a life of burnout, resentment, and dissatisfaction. This year, commit to filling your cup first. Prioritize your health, your joy, your passions, and your mental clarity. You deserve that, and only when you honor yourself can you fully give to others from a place of abundance. A key element of this commitment is setting boundaries. Boundaries are an act of self-respect and self-love. They are not walls to push people away, but rather guidelines that preserve your energy, time, and emotional health. Too often, we allow others' demands to overshadow our own needs. We say yes when we want to say no. We sacrifice our personal time for obligations that do not align with our values, and we give our energy to people who drain us. Total commitment to self requires learning how to say no, how to protect your time, and how to honor your own needs without guilt. Boundaries may be difficult at first, but they are a sign of strength, not weakness. This year of commitment also calls for a deep dive into self-awareness. It's about taking the time to truly get to know yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your triggers, and your desires. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth because it helps you understand the patterns and beliefs that have shaped your life. It allows you to question what is serving you and what is not, and gives you the clarity to make conscious decisions about who you want to become. Through journaling, meditation, therapy, or quiet reflection, you can create the space to discover what truly matters to you, what your authentic self needs to thrive, and how you can move forward in a way that honors your true essence. Total commitment to self also involves breaking free from the limitations you've placed on yourself. For too long, many of us have played small, held back by fear, self-doubt, or a sense of inadequacy. We've convinced ourselves that we are not capable, not worthy, or not deserving of the success, love, or happiness we desire. But this year, commit to rewriting the story you tell yourself. Let go of the limiting beliefs that have held you hostage and start believing in your own potential. When you fully commit to yourself, you stop waiting for external circumstances or validation to give you permission to step into your greatness. You trust that you are enough, just as you are, and that you have everything within you to create the life you want. Self-commitment also means embracing your own strengths and weaknesses. It's about giving yourself permission to be imperfect and understanding that growth is a journey, not a destination. Too often, we beat ourselves up for not being where we think we should be, or for not meeting the standards others have set for us. But true commitment to self involves self-compassion. It's the understanding that progress is not linear, and that mistakes, setbacks, and challenges are a natural part of the process. When you commit to yourself, you give yourself grace, knowing that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Another critical aspect of this commitment is nourishing your body and mind. Physical health is an essential part of self-love. In a world that often glorifies hustle and overwork, it's easy to neglect the body that carries you through life. Total commitment to self means making time for regular exercise, nourishing your body with wholesome foods, and getting enough rest. It's about prioritizing your physical well-being as an act of self-respect, knowing that when you feel good in your body, your mind will follow. Mental health is equally important. Taking time for relaxation, seeking therapy when needed, and engaging in activities that bring you peace and joy are crucial to maintaining balance and clarity in your life. This year of total commitment also involves a shift in how you view and nurture your relationships. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your energy and well-being. Commitment to self means being mindful of who you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, inspire you, and encourage your growth. Release relationships that drain you, that hold you back, or that cause you to doubt your worth. Let go of toxic dynamics and create space for connections that honor your authenticity. True commitment to yourself means creating a life that reflects your values, your desires, and your well-being. A year of total commitment to self is about living intentionally. It is easy to get caught up in the rush of life and lose sight of what truly matters. This year, take a step back and ask yourself what you truly want to create. What do you want to experience? What kind of person do you want to become? Living intentionally means making conscious choices each day that align with your vision for your life. It's about taking responsibility for your happiness and understanding that you are the creator of your reality. The year of total commitment to self is an invitation to choose yourself, to honor yourself, and to trust in your own power. It is a commitment to stepping fully into the life you were meant to live. When you make this commitment, everything begins to change. You attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your highest good. The world around you begins to mirror the love, respect, and care you have for yourself. This is your year to become the fullest expression of who you are, unapologetically and authentically. And in doing so, you create a life that is rich, fulfilling, and entirely your own. In conclusion, the year of total commitment to self is a transformative journey of self-discovery, self-love, and personal empowerment. By dedicating yourself to your own growth, well-being, and happiness, you break free from the external noise that distracts you and reconnect with the truth of who you are. This commitment requires setting boundaries, embracing self-awareness, nourishing your body and mind, and nurturing meaningful relationships. It is a year to step fully into your power, trust in your potential, and create the life you truly desire. As you embark on this journey, remember that total commitment to yourself is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice. With every choice you make, you are shaping your reality and reinforcing your worth. You are worthy of every dream, every success, and every moment of peace. Thank you for taking the time to listen and reflect on this powerful commitment. May this year be one of growth, fulfillment, and deep connection with yourself. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, close your eyes for a moment and listen not to the clamor of the world, but to the still, small voice within you. This voice is powerful beyond measure, for it holds the key to the transformation of your life. Your words, my friend, are not idle. They are seeds cast into the fertile soil of the unseen, destined to bloom into the harvest of your reality. When you speak blessings upon yourself, you activate the divine within. Say aloud, I am whole, I am prosperous, I am loved. Do you feel it? These words ripple through the universe, carrying your desires like a song sung into eternity. Words are not mere sounds, they are creative forces that possess the power to shape the very fabric of your reality. The words you speak, whether aloud or within the silence of your thoughts, act as a mirror to your beliefs and intentions, projecting them outward into the world. Every utterance, no matter how casual it may seem, carries a vibration that resonates with the energy of creation. When you understand this truth, you begin to see that your words are not insignificant. They are the tools by which you carve your destiny. Consider this: the spoken word begins within you as a thought, a feeling, or a desire. It is the essence of your inner world made audible. When you declare something aloud, you are not simply describing reality, you are actively shaping it. Words serve as bridges between the unseen and the seen, between the intangible world of imagination and the tangible world of experience. Every time you speak, you are planting seeds in the soil of the universe, seeds that will sprout and grow into the life you live. Many people speak without awareness of this power. They utter words of doubt, fear, or limitation, thinking them harmless or insignificant. Yet these words have the same creative energy as those spoken with intention. To say, "I can't" or "I'm not good enough" is to affirm these limitations as truths. Such declarations take root in your subconscious mind, which knows no distinction between jest and sincerity. It accepts every word as a directive and works tirelessly to make it so. On the other hand, when you speak words of confidence, love, and abundance, you align yourself with the higher vibrations of the universe. To say, "I am worthy" or "I have everything I need" is to declare a reality that your subconscious mind will work to manifest. These positive affirmations act as commands to the unseen forces around you, drawing circumstances, people, and opportunities into your life that align with your declarations. The power of the spoken word lies in its ability to focus your energy and direct it toward a specific outcome. Imagine your words as arrows, each one aimed at the target of your desire. If you speak with clarity and intention, your arrow flies straight and true. But if your words are scattered, contradictory, or filled with doubt, your aim falters, and your target remains out of reach. This is why it is vital to speak with awareness and purpose. Before you speak, consider the energy behind your words. Are they uplifting and empowering, or do they carry the weight of fear and negativity? By choosing your words carefully, you take control of the energy you emit and, consequently, the reality you create. Speaking with intention does not mean ignoring the challenges or difficulties of life. Rather, it means framing your words in a way that acknowledges these challenges while affirming your ability to overcome them. Instead of saying, "I am stuck," you might say, "I am finding my way forward." Instead of lamenting, "This is impossible," you might declare, "I am discovering a solution." Such shifts may seem subtle, but their impact is profound. They transform your perspective and open the door to possibilities that your previous words may have closed. Repetition is a powerful aspect of the spoken word. The more often you affirm something, the more deeply it becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind. This is why daily affirmations can be so transformative. When you repeatedly declare, "I am healthy," "I am prosperous," "I am loved," you are training your mind to accept these truths, even if your current reality seems to contradict them. Over time, these affirmations shape your beliefs, and your beliefs, in turn, shape your experience. But the power of the spoken word is not limited to what you say about yourself. It also extends to what you say about others. Every word you speak about another person carries energy that affects not only them but also you. When you speak words of kindness, encouragement, and love, you elevate your own vibration and contribute to the well-being of those around you. Conversely, words of criticism, anger, or judgment lower your vibration and perpetuate negativity. To harness the full power of the spoken word, you must speak not only with intention but also with faith. Words spoken without belief are like seeds sown on barren ground. They lack the nourishment needed to grow. But when you speak with conviction, your words are infused with the energy of belief, and they take root in the fertile soil of the universe. Faith is the water that nurtures these seeds, ensuring that they blossom into reality. In every moment, you have the choice to use your words as instruments of creation or as tools of destruction. Choose wisely. Speak life into your dreams, affirm your worthiness, and declare the reality you wish to experience. As you do, you will come to realize the extraordinary power of the spoken word and the limitless potential it holds to transform your life. The words you speak must be a reflection of the reality you wish to experience, not the conditions you currently face. This alignment between your speech and your inner vision is a critical principle in the art of creation. To align your words with your vision is to act as if your desired reality already exists. When you understand this, your words become not just sounds or expressions, but deliberate tools that shape the unfolding of your life. Your inner vision is the realm where your imagination weaves possibilities. the sacred space, where your desires take form before they manifest in the physical world. It is in this internal world that you are free to dream boldly and envision the life you truly want. However, the key to bringing these visions to life lies in how you express them outwardly through your words. When your speech aligns with the vibrant images of your inner vision, you bridge the gap between what is unseen and what can be seen. Most people speak in accordance with their current circumstances, giving voice to frustrations, doubts, and limitations. They say, "I can't afford that," or "nothing ever works out for me," and in doing so, they unknowingly affirm and perpetuate the very conditions they wish to escape. Words such as these, spoken without awareness, anchor you to the reality you seek to transcend. They become self-fulfilling prophecies, reinforcing the patterns you long to change. Consider what happens when you choose to speak as though your desired reality is already here. Suppose you wish to experience financial abundance. Rather than saying, "I'm broke," you declare, "I am abundant, and opportunities flow to me effortlessly." You might not yet see the evidence of this abundance, but by speaking it into existence, you align your external words with your internal vision. This alignment creates a resonance between your thoughts, emotions, and speech, setting into motion the forces that will bring your vision to fruition. It is also important to speak with gratitude for the fulfillment of your vision, even before it manifests. Gratitude is a magnetic force that draws your desires closer to you. When you say, "Thank you for the abundance in my life," you are acknowledging that it already exists in the unseen realm. This gratitude amplifies your alignment and accelerates the manifestation process. By aligning your speech with your inner vision, you take an active role in shaping your reality. You move from reacting to circumstances to creating them. This shift empowers you to live with intention and purpose, knowing that you are the architect of your life. Every word you speak becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your existence, painting a picture of possibility, joy, and fulfillment. As you align your speech with your inner vision, you unlock the door to a life that reflects the beauty and brilliance of your imagination. To bless yourself is to recognize the divine authority within you, a power bestowed not by external forces, but by the essence of your very being. You are not separate from the divine, you are an expression of it, endowed with the ability to shape your reality through your thoughts, intentions, and words. Self-blessing is not an act of arrogance, but an acknowledgement of this sacred truth. It is the conscious act of declaring your worthiness, aligning with the divine energy that flows through you, and stepping into the role of co-creator of your life. When you bless yourself, you tap into an ancient and universal principle, the power to call forth that which you desire through the authority of your spoken word. Many people reserve blessings for others, offering kind words, prayers, or affirmations, yet hesitate to direct this same energy toward themselves. They may feel unworthy, burdened by guilt, or constrained by the belief that self-blessing is selfish or inappropriate. However, to bless yourself is to affirm that you are a vessel of divine light, deserving of every good thing that life has to offer. Self-blessing begins with a shift in perspective. It requires you to see yourself not as a flawed or incomplete being, but as whole, perfect, and inherently connected to the divine source. This perspective does not ignore your human experiences, struggles, or imperfections. Rather, it transcends them, recognizing that beneath the layers of doubt and fear lies your true, unblemished self. By blessing yourself, you affirm this truth, aligning your words and intentions with the higher reality of who you are. The words you choose in self-blessing carry immense power. When you declare, "I am strong" or "I am loved," you are not merely making statements, you are activating the divine within you. These declarations are more than affirmations, they are proclamations of your authority as a co-creator with the universe. Your words become commands that resonate through the unseen realms, calling forth the energy needed to bring your blessings to life. Some may wonder, can I really bless myself? Isn't that the role of a higher power? The answer lies in understanding your relationship with the divine. You are not separate from this higher power, you are an extension of it. To bless yourself is to honor the divine within you, recognizing that the power to create, to heal, and to transform resides in your very essence. You are not asking for permission to receive blessings, you are claiming what is already yours by divine right. Self-blessing is a profound act of self-love and self-worth. It requires you to silence the voice of doubt that says you are not enough. It challenges the belief that blessings must come from others or be earned through struggle. Instead, it invites you to declare, I am worthy simply because I exist. This affirmation is not only empowering but transformative, reshaping your self-perception and opening the door to greater abundance, joy, and peace. The practice of self-blessing can take many forms. It may be as simple as speaking positive affirmations over yourself each morning, such as, today, I am filled with strength and courage, or I am surrounded by love and guided by wisdom. It could involve a quiet moment of reflection, placing your hands over your heart and silently affirming your divine connection. It might include journaling your blessings, writing statements like, I bless myself with clarity, confidence, and creativity. Whatever form it takes, the essence of self-blessing lies in your intention and belief. Consistency is key. The more often you bless yourself, the more deeply these affirmations will take root in your subconscious mind. Over time, they become not just words but truths, shifting your energy and attracting experiences that align with your declarations. Self-blessing is not a one-time act but a daily practice, a habit of honoring yourself and affirming your divine authority. It is also important to recognize that self-blessing extends beyond words. Your actions, too, can be expressions of blessing. When you take care of your body, nurture your mind, and honor your emotions, you are blessing yourself with health and well-being. When you pursue your passions, set boundaries, and embrace your worth, you are blessing yourself with freedom and fulfillment. Every choice you make that aligns with your highest good is an act of self-blessing. In blessing yourself, you not only transform your own life but also inspire and uplift those around you. Your light becomes a beacon, showing others what is possible when one steps into their divine authority. As you bless yourself, you radiate positivity and empowerment, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate experience. You are not merely a recipient of blessings, you are a source of them. Within you lies the authority to declare, to create, and to manifest. By blessing yourself, you activate this authority, stepping into the fullness of your power and embracing the divine truth of who you are. This act of self-blessing is not only a gift to yourself but a testament to the infinite potential that resides within every soul. Doubt is a whispering shadow that lurks in the corners of the mind, casting uncertainty over your dreams and aspirations. It questions your worth, undermines your confidence, and often stalls your progress. Yet doubt is not an undefeatable force. It is a condition of the mind that can be silenced and replaced with certainty. The tool to achieve this transformation is affirmation. Affirmation is the deliberate use of words to redirect your thoughts and anchor them in truth, possibility, and empowerment. When you silence doubt with affirmation, you reclaim your power and align yourself with the reality you wish to create. Doubt thrives in the absence of clarity and confidence. It feeds on past failures, perceived inadequacies, and fear of the unknown. It tells you that you are not capable, not deserving, or that the risks outweigh the rewards. Left unchecked, these internal voices of doubt can become a dominant narrative, shaping how you see yourself and the world around you. However, doubt is not a reflection of truth, it is a habit of the mind. And like any habit, it can be unlearned and replaced with something far more constructive. Affirmation is the antidote to doubt, because it operates on the same level where doubt resides the mind. Your thoughts create your reality, and affirmations are the conscious selection of thoughts that empower rather than hinder you. They are not mere words, they are declarations that carry energy and intention. When spoken with belief, affirmations reprogram your subconscious mind, gradually dissolving the patterns of doubt and replacing them with conviction. The first step in using affirmation to silence doubt is awareness. You must become conscious of the negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that arise in your mind. Doubt often speaks in the language of I can't, I'm not enough, or what if I fail. Pay attention to these patterns and recognize them for what they are: temporary mental constructs, not absolute truths. Once you identify the voice of doubt, you can counter it with affirmations that affirm the opposite. For example, if doubt tells you, "I'm not capable of achieving this goal," your affirmation might be, "I am fully equipped with the skills and resources I need to succeed." If doubt whispers, "What if I fail?" your affirmation can be, "Every step I take brings me closer to success, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow." By consciously replacing the language of doubt with affirmations of empowerment, you begin to shift your mental focus from fear to possibility. Consistency is crucial in this process. Doubt has likely been a recurring pattern in your mind for years, reinforced by repetition and experience. To overcome it, you must be just as consistent with your affirmations. Speak them daily, preferably out loud and with conviction. Write them down and place them where you can see them, often on your mirror, your desk, or your phone screen. The more frequently you expose yourself to affirmations, the more deeply they become ingrained in your subconscious mind. Belief amplifies the power of affirmation. It is not enough to recite words mechanically, you must connect with their meaning and feel their truth. When you say, "I am confident and capable," imagine yourself embodying those qualities. Visualize situations where your confidence shines and your capabilities lead to success. By combining affirmations with visualization, you create a vivid mental image of the reality you desire, making it feel more tangible and attainable. Doubt often masquerades as caution or practicality, but it is important to distinguish between genuine wisdom and self-imposed limitations. Affirmations are not about ignoring reality, they are about reshaping your perspective to align with the outcomes you desire. When you affirm, "I am deserving of abundance," you are not denying financial challenges, you are choosing to focus on solutions, opportunities, and your inherent worthiness. This shift in focus alters your energy and attracts circumstances that support your affirmation. One of the most powerful aspects of affirmation is its ability to create momentum. The more you affirm positive beliefs about yourself and your potential, the more evidence you begin to notice that supports these beliefs. Success breeds confidence, which in turn silences doubt even further. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. The more you affirm your strength, capability, and worth, the less room there is for doubt to take hold. Silencing doubt with affirmation also requires patience and compassion. Change does not happen overnight, and moments of doubt may still arise. When they do, meet them with understanding rather than frustration. Remind yourself that transformation is a process, and every affirmation you speak is a step toward the freedom and confidence you seek. Your words become your allies, your tools for reclaiming control over your inner narrative. Affirmations allow you to speak directly to your subconscious mind, guiding it away from fear and toward faith. With each affirmation, you reinforce the truth of who you are: a capable, deserving, and powerful individual. Doubt may whisper, but through the consistent and intentional use of affirmations, you can ensure that it never drowns out the voice of your potential. As you persist, you will find that doubt fades, replaced by an unwavering belief in yourself and the boundless possibilities before you. Gratitude in the present tense is a profound practice that transforms the way you perceive and experience life. It is not merely the act of giving thanks for things you have received or achieved, but an active acknowledgement of the abundance that exists in this very moment. When gratitude is expressed in the present tense, it becomes a tool to align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the frequency of abundance, opening the door to even greater blessings. This practice invites you to live fully in the now, seeing each moment as a gift and embracing the richness that surrounds you. The power of present tense gratitude lies in its immediacy. Many people fall into the habit of placing gratitude in the past or future, thanking life for what has been or for what they hope to receive. While these expressions have value, they often distance you from the fullness of the present. When you say, "I am grateful for this moment," you anchor yourself in the now, affirming that this moment, exactly as it is, holds beauty and significance. You acknowledge that there is something to be appreciated here and now, regardless of circumstances. Gratitude in the present tense shifts your focus from lack to abundance. The human mind often gravitates toward what is missing, what could be better, or what has yet to be achieved. This tendency creates a sense of dissatisfaction, as if life is incomplete. Present tense gratitude interrupts this pattern by directing your attention to what is already here. By affirming, "I am grateful for the opportunities unfolding today," or "I am thankful for the breath that sustains me in this moment," you remind yourself that life is already abundant. This shift in perspective transforms your energy, replacing feelings of scarcity with those of fulfillment. Practicing gratitude in the present tense is also a declaration of faith. It is an acknowledgement that the universe is working in your favor, even if the outcomes you desire have not yet materialized. When you say, "I am grateful for the love that surrounds me even in moments of loneliness," you affirm that love exists and is accessible to you. By expressing gratitude for something as if it is already present, you align yourself with the energy of receiving, which draws those experiences closer to you. This is not about denying reality, but about choosing to focus on the possibilities inherent in every situation. The language of present tense gratitude matters deeply. Words carry energy, and the way you frame your gratitude shapes your experience. Statements like, "I am grateful for my growing strength," or "I appreciate the peace I feel within," affirm qualities and experiences as current truths. Even if these qualities feel aspirational, expressing them in the present tense helps bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Your mind begins to accept these affirmations as reality, guiding your thoughts and actions in alignment with them. Gratitude in the present tense also cultivates mindfulness. It encourages you to pay attention to the details of your life that often go unnoticed. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of a loved one's laughter, the taste of a favorite meal, each of these moments becomes an opportunity for gratitude. By grounding yourself in the present, you become more attuned to the richness of your daily experiences. This heightened awareness deepens your appreciation for life's simple yet profound joys. This practice extends beyond words into your feelings. True gratitude is not just spoken but felt deeply in your heart. When you express present tense gratitude, take a moment to pause and connect with the emotion behind your words. Let yourself feel the joy, peace, or love that comes with your appreciation. This emotional connection amplifies the energy of gratitude, making it even more transformative. It is this feeling that resonates with the universe, sending out a vibration that attracts more of what you are grateful for. Consistency is essential for cultivating present tense gratitude. Like any practice, it becomes more natural and powerful with repetition. Begin or end your day by reflecting on what you are grateful for in the moment. Write it down in a journal, speak it aloud, or simply hold it in your mind. Over time, you will notice a shift in your overall mindset. Life's challenges will feel less overwhelming, and its blessings will feel more abundant. Gratitude will become your default lens through which you view the world. Present tense gratitude is also an act of self-care. By appreciating yourself and your current state, you nurture a sense of self-worth and inner peace. Affirming statements like, "I am thankful for my resilience," or "I appreciate the effort I put into my growth," reinforces your value and contributions. This practice helps quiet the critical voice that focuses on shortcomings, replacing it with one that celebrates your strengths and efforts. Gratitude in the present tense is a way of living. It is a choice to see each moment as sacred, each experience as meaningful, and each challenge as an opportunity for growth. By embracing this practice, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is present, from longing to fulfillment, and from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude becomes not just something you express but something you embody, transforming your perspective and your life in profound and lasting ways. Repetition is one of the most powerful forces in shaping reality. The things you do, say, and think repeatedly lay the foundation for the life you experience. It is through repetition that beliefs are formed, habits are established, and outcomes are created. Whether consciously or unconsciously, what you focus on and reinforce with consistency becomes your reality. Understanding this principle gives you the ability to take control of your life by deliberately repeating thoughts, actions, and affirmations that align with the reality you wish to create. The mind learns through repetition. From an early age, you absorb beliefs and patterns from your environment through repeated exposure. These beliefs shaped your understanding of what is possible, desirable, or even inevitable in life. If you repeatedly heard messages of limitation, such as life is hard or money doesn't grow on trees, those beliefs likely took root in your subconscious mind. On the other hand, if you were surrounded by encouragement and affirmations of possibility, your mind adopted those positive narratives. This process never stops. Your mind continues to absorb and reinforce whatever you focus on most. Repetition strengthens neural pathways in the brain. When a thought or action is repeated, it becomes easier to access and execute because the brain creates more efficient connections to support it. This is why learning a new skill or habit initially feels challenging but becomes second nature over time. The more you practice a new way of thinking or acting, the stronger the neural pathways become, and the more natural it feels. This principle works for both positive and negative patterns, which is why it is crucial to be intentional about what you repeat. In the context of creating your reality, repetition is the mechanism through which affirmations, visualization, and deliberate actions become effective. When you repeat positive affirmations, such as "I am worthy of success" or "abundance flows to me easily," you begin to overwrite old, limiting beliefs. The subconscious mind, which cannot distinguish between reality and imagination, starts to accept these affirmations as truth. Over time, your actions and decisions align with these new beliefs, leading to tangible changes in your external reality. The power of repetition extends beyond thoughts to actions. What you do repeatedly becomes your habit, and your habits shape your life. If you consistently take small steps toward your goals, those actions compound over time, leading to significant progress. For example, a daily practice of gratitude trains your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life, creating a sense of abundance and attracting more things to be grateful for. Similarly, repeatedly practicing a skill, even for a few minutes a day, leads to mastery over time. Repetition also plays a crucial role in overcoming resistance. When you set out to change your thoughts, habits, or circumstances, you may encounter doubt, discomfort, or setbacks. This resistance is natural because your mind and body are accustomed to the familiar, even if it is not beneficial. By persisting with repetition, you break through this initial resistance and rewire your mind and body to embrace the new. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes effortless, and the new pattern takes root. Consistency is the key to harnessing the power of repetition. Sporadic effort does not create lasting change. Whether you are working on developing a new habit, adopting a positive mindset, or achieving a goal, daily commitment is essential. Even small, consistent actions can create monumental shifts when repeated over time. This consistency signals to your mind and the universe that you are serious about your intentions, amplifying the energy you put into your desired outcome. Repetition also creates momentum. When you repeat positive thoughts and actions, they build upon each other, generating a sense of progress and confidence. This momentum makes it easier to stay on track, even when challenges arise. Conversely, when negative patterns are repeated, they can create a downward spiral of doubt, fear, and inaction. Being mindful of your repetitions allows you to break free from negative cycles and replace them with constructive ones. The beauty of repetition lies in its simplicity. You do not need grand gestures or immediate perfection to create meaningful change. It is the small, repeated actions affirming your worth, taking a step toward your goal, showing gratitude that accumulate to transform your reality. This approach empowers you to start where you are, with what you have, and build from there. It is also important to pair repetition with belief and intention. Repeating something mindlessly or without conviction diminishes its effectiveness. When you affirm, act, or visualize, do so with the belief that your efforts are meaningful and impactful. Feel the truth of your affirmations. Imagine the outcome of your actions and trust the process. This alignment of repetition, belief, and intention accelerates the manifestation of your desired reality. Repetition is a process of creation. It is through consistent, intentional repetition that you shape your thoughts, direct your actions, and design your life. By choosing what you repeat with care, you can break free from limiting patterns and create a reality that reflects your highest potential. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to start anew. Each thought, word, and action you repeat becomes a building block of your future. And with mindful repetition, you can create a life that aligns with your dreams and aspirations. Speaking from a place of love and worthiness transforms not only the words you utter, but also the energy you bring into the world. Every word you speak carries a vibration, a resonance that shapes your relationships, your self-perception, and the reality you create. When your words are rooted in love and a deep sense of your own worth, they carry a power that can heal, uplift, and manifest the life you desire. This practice is not about pretending or performing, but about aligning with the truth of who you are and allowing that truth to guide your expression. To speak from love is to choose a perspective of compassion, kindness, and understanding in your communication. It begins with recognizing that love is not just a feeling but a state of being. When you align with love, you naturally seek to uplift and connect rather than to judge or divide. This does not mean avoiding honesty or difficult conversations. Instead, it means approaching every interaction with an intention to honor the inherent value of yourself and others. Love-infused words have the power to transform even the most challenging situations because they stem from a place of unity rather than separation. Equally important is the foundation of worthiness. Speaking from worthiness means acknowledging your intrinsic value and expressing yourself with confidence and authenticity. It is a declaration that you matter, that your voice deserves to be heard, and that your perspective holds significance. Many people struggle with feelings of unworthiness, often silencing their voices or diminishing their truth out of fear of rejection or judgment. But when you anchor yourself in the understanding that your worth is not dependent on external validation, you can speak with clarity, conviction, and grace. The combination of love and worthiness in your speech creates a powerful harmony. Love ensures that your words are guided by care and intention, while worthiness gives them strength and authenticity. Together, they allow you to communicate in a way that is both heartfelt and impactful. This approach benefits not only the listener but also yourself, as it reinforces your alignment with your highest self. Speaking from love and worthiness becomes a practice of self-respect and self-expression, deepening your connection with your inner truth. The way you speak to yourself is just as important as the way you speak to others. Your internal dialogue shapes your beliefs, emotions, and actions. When your self-talk is infused with love and worthiness, it becomes a source of empowerment rather than self-sabotage. Instead of criticizing yourself for perceived flaws or failures, you can choose words of encouragement and understanding. For example, rather than saying, "I can't do this," you might affirm, "I am learning and growing every day." This shift in language not only boosts your confidence but also reinforces the truth of your inherent value. Practicing love and worthiness in speech requires mindfulness. It involves becoming aware of the words you use, the tone you adopt, and the intentions behind your communication. Before speaking, take a moment to pause and consider, are my words aligned with love? Do they reflect my belief in my own worth and the worth of others? This practice may feel unfamiliar at first, especially if you are accustomed to reacting out of habit or speaking from a place of fear or insecurity. But with intention and repetition, it becomes second nature. One of the most profound ways to speak from love and worthiness is through affirmations. Affirmations are powerful declarations that align your thoughts and words with the reality you wish to create. By affirming statements such as, "I am deserving of love and respect," or "My words carry wisdom and kindness," you reinforce these truths within yourself. When spoken with belief and emotion, affirmations act as seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious, growing into a life that reflects their essence. Speaking from love and worthiness also requires courage. It takes bravery to express your truth, especially in a world that sometimes dismisses vulnerability or authenticity. But love and worthiness are not about perfection, they are about embracing your humanity and sharing it openly. When you speak from this place, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and connection. This practice does not mean that every word will always be perfectly chosen or received. There will be moments when fear, frustration, or doubt clouds your speech. When this happens, It is an opportunity to return to love and worthiness, to apologize if needed, and to recommit to speaking from your highest self. Growth is not linear, but each step you take in aligning your words with love and worthiness strengthens your ability to communicate with power and grace. Speaking from love and worthiness is a choice to honor yourself and others, to create with intention, and to live authentically. It is a practice that transforms your relationships, your self-perception, and your impact on the world. When you speak from this place, you radiate a truth that cannot be ignored, a light that touches everyone who hears you. By aligning your words with the energy of love and the truth of your worth, you become a beacon of possibility, reminding yourself and others of the infinite potential that lies within. In conclusion, speaking from love and worthiness is a transformative practice that has the power to shape your life and the lives of those around you. By aligning your words with compassion, authenticity, and a deep sense of your own value, you create an energy that not only uplifts others but also strengthens your connection with your highest self. The words you speak, both to yourself and others, have the potential to heal, inspire, and manifest the reality you desire. Remember, your voice matters, and when spoken from a place of love and worthiness, it becomes a force for positive change. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on the power of your words. May you continue to speak with love, confidence, and authenticity, knowing that every word you choose is creating the life you truly deserve. You stand on the precipice of limitless abundance, yet your eyes deceive you. The reality you perceive is but a reflection of the beliefs you hold in the depths of your mind. To become truly rich, you must step away from the tyranny of your senses and embrace the truth that lies beyond them. Riches do not emerge from toil alone. They spring forth from the wellspring of your imagination. Close your eyes for a moment and dare to see yourself as you wish to be. Imagine the wealth flowing into your life, feel it, live it, and claim it as your own. This is the seed of transformation. The imagination is not a fleeting daydream or a trivial escape. It is the core of our existence and the gateway to shaping our reality. Everything we see in the physical world began first as an idea, a mental image held in the mind. Before a skyscraper touched the heavens, it existed in the imagination of an architect. Before a symphony filled a concert hall, it resided in the mind of a composer. This is the power of imagination. It is the womb from which all creation is born. To understand this truth, you must recognize that your imagination is not merely an instrument, but the essence of who you are. The world you perceive as real is nothing more than the outward projection of your inner beliefs, assumptions, and visions. The so-called reality of your life is shaped, limited, or expanded by the pictures you hold in your mind. The house you live in, the relationships you nurture, and even the financial situation you find yourself in, all are reflections of what you have dared to imagine or what you have unconsciously accepted as true. When you allow yourself to fully embrace the creative power of imagination, you step into the role of the master architect of your life. No longer are you at the mercy of circumstances or the whims of fate. Instead, you realize that your external world bends and molds itself according to the images you consistently hold within your mind. This is not wishful thinking or mere positivity. It is the deliberate act of using your imagination to create a future that aligns with your deepest desires. Most people are trapped by the tyranny of their senses. They look at the world around them and accept it as the ultimate truth. If their bank account shows scarcity, they believe they are poor. If their relationships are strained, they believe they are unworthy of love. They let the evidence of their senses dictate their inner reality, and in doing so, they perpetuate the cycle of lack and limitation. What they fail to realize is that the external world is not the source of their experiences, but the result. The true source is within. Imagination is the realm where transformation begins. When you close your eyes and visualize yourself as the person you desire to be, you plant a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. This seed, when nurtured with belief and persistence, grows into the tangible reality you seek. It is not the fleeting act of visualizing once or twice that yields results, but the sustained feeling of already being the person you imagine. The key lies in embodying the state of your desire, feeling it as if it were already real, and letting that feeling guide your thoughts and actions. Doubt and disbelief are the greatest obstacles to harnessing the power of imagination. When you allow yourself to question the validity of your inner visions, you weaken their creative force. The world outside may tempt you to believe in limitations, presenting facts that contradict your desires. But these facts are nothing more than the residue of past beliefs. To change your circumstances, you must look beyond the current evidence and persist in the reality you wish to create. The beauty of imagination is that it is limitless. It knows no boundaries, no restrictions, and no constraints of time or space. When you imagine yourself as wealthy, loved, or fulfilled, you align yourself with that reality. The universe, responding to your inner state, begins to orchestrate events, circumstances, and opportunities that match the frequency of your imagination. This is not magic or coincidence, it is the natural law at work. Gratitude plays a pivotal role in this process. When you feel grateful for the things you imagine, you confirm their reality within you. Gratitude is the language of abundance. It signals to the subconscious mind that you already possess what you desire. This feeling of ownership accelerates the manifestation of your dreams, bridging the gap between imagination and reality. It is crucial to protect the sanctity of your imagination. Guard it against negativity, fear, and doubt. Surround yourself with thoughts and images that uplift and inspire you. Do not allow the opinions of others or the limitations of the world to corrupt your vision. Your imagination is sacred ground, and what you plant there will inevitably grow. To live fully is to live imaginatively. Your imagination is not a passive tool but the engine of your existence. It is the space where you create the blueprint of your life, shaping your destiny one thought, one feeling, and one vision at a time. As you embrace this truth, you step into the infinite potential that has always been within you. The riches, the love, the joy you seek, they are not outside of you, waiting to be found. They are within, waiting to be imagined into reality. The evidence of your senses is a convincing illusion, one that holds most people captive in a cycle of limitation and struggle. We are conditioned from birth to trust what we see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, believing these experiences to be the ultimate truth. Yet, this reliance on the senses blinds us to the higher reality, the reality shaped by our inner convictions, thoughts, and beliefs. To break free from the confines of this physical illusion and step into the life you desire, you must learn to detach from the evidence of your senses. The world you perceive with your senses is not the cause of your experiences but the result. It is a mirror, reflecting the sum total of your dominant beliefs and assumptions. If you believe in scarcity, the world will confirm that belief through empty bank accounts and missed opportunities. If you hold a belief that you are unworthy of love, the world will present relationships that validate that perception. But just as a mirror cannot change its reflection until you change your expression, the world cannot shift until you alter the beliefs that shape it. Detachment does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means refusing to let the outer world dictate your inner state. The physical circumstances you see around you are temporary and mutable. They are the product of past thinking, not permanent truths. But to detach is to recognize that while the senses report the current state of things, they have no power over the future you are creating in your mind. Most people allow their senses to control them, reacting to every situation as though it were unchangeable. They see lack and feel despair, they encounter rejection and feel unworthy. This reactive way of living keeps them locked in the same patterns, perpetuating the very conditions they wish to escape. True freedom comes when you stop reacting to the evidence of your senses and begin responding to the vision you hold within. To detach from the senses, you must train yourself to focus on what you desire rather than what currently exists. If your bank account shows a negative balance, do not dwell on it with fear or frustration. Instead, turn inward and imagine the feeling of abundance. Close your eyes and see yourself living in the financial freedom you desire. Feel the joy and relief of having all your needs met. This inner work is not an escape from reality, but the process of creating a new one. Persistence is essential. The evidence of your senses will try to pull you back into doubt and disbelief. You may look around and see no immediate changes, tempting you to abandon your vision. But remember, the outer world takes time to rearrange itself to match your inner state. Just as a seed planted in the ground does not sprout overnight, your imagined reality requires patience and trust to manifest. Faith is your greatest ally in detaching from the senses. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking, it is the deep knowing that what you desire is already yours in the unseen realm. That when you hold on to this faith, the opinions of others, the obstacles you face, and the apparent lack in your life lose their power to discourage you. Faith allows you to remain steadfast in your vision, no matter what the outer world shows. Gratitude is another powerful tool for detachment. When you feel grateful for the reality you are creating in your mind, you affirm its existence. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing the belief that your desires are already fulfilled. It signals to the universe that you trust in the process, allowing the manifestation to unfold naturally. Detaching from the senses requires a shift in perspective. You must begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality, not its victim. Understand that the outer world is malleable, shaped by the energy of your thoughts and feelings. When you stop giving so much weight to what your senses report and instead prioritize your inner vision, you reclaim your power. You become the artist of your life, painting a masterpiece guided by the images in your imagination. This detachment is not indifference but mastery. You are not ignoring the world but transcending it, choosing to operate from a higher truth. You know that what you desire is more real than what you currently see because it is rooted in the infinite potential of your imagination. The senses can only perceive what is your mind creates what will be. As you practice detachment, you will notice subtle but profound changes. Opportunities will arise where none existed before. People and circumstances will align to support your vision. This is the natural law of creation, responding to your unwavering focus and belief. The outer world, once a reflection of limitation, will begin to mirror the limitless reality you hold within. Detachment from the senses is not easy, but it is the path to freedom. By refusing to be swayed by appearances and persisting in the reality of your imagination, you transcend the illusion of lack and limitation. You step into your role as the creator of your life, shaping a future that reflects the boundless possibilities of your inner world. The power to transform your life lies in one simple yet profound act: assuming the end as real. This principle is not a mere suggestion, it is the foundation upon which all manifestations rest. To assume the end as real means to live, in mind and feeling, as though your desired outcome is already accomplished. It is the art of claiming your vision with such conviction that the outer world must conform to your inner reality. Most people approach their desires with longing, hoping for fulfillment at some distant future point. But hope, while comforting, keeps your desires in the realm of the unattainable. It says, someday this will be mine, but never today. To assume the end as real is to bypass hope and step into certainty. It is to say, this is mine now, and to live from that truth, regardless of what the senses may tell you. When you assume the end, you are not pretending or lying to yourself. You are aligning with the unseen reality that already exists within you. The moment you conceive a desire, it is born in the realm of imagination. By assuming the end as real, you nurture this inner creation, giving it the energy and attention it needs to manifest in the physical world. The key to this practice lies in feeling. Your mind may accept an idea, but until you feel it as true, it remains inert. To assume the end as real, you must embody the emotions you would experience if your desire were already fulfilled. Imagine the joy, peace, or excitement you would feel and dwell in that state. Let it saturate your being until it becomes second nature. This emotional alignment is the secret that bridges the gap between the imagined and the real. It is natural to wonder how this process works, especially when the current circumstances appear unchanged. But consider the workings of a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not see immediate results. Yet you trust that beneath the soil the seed is germinating, growing roots, and preparing to sprout. In the same way, your assumption of the end sets unseen forces into motion. The outer world may take time to catch up, but rest assured it will. Doubt and impatience are the greatest enemies of this process. When you assume the end as real, you must resist the temptation to question its validity based on appearances. The world outside will often contradict your inner vision at first, reflecting the residue of old beliefs. But these contradictions are temporary. Persist in your assumption, and the outer world will eventually reshape itself to match your inner conviction. Now, many people falter because they look for signs or evidence before they are willing to believe. This is akin to demanding the harvest before planting the seed. To assume the end as real is to act with unwavering faith. You do not need proof, you become the proof by living in the state of your fulfilled desire. The more you embody this state, the more natural it feels, and the sooner it manifests. Gratitude plays a vital role in this process. When you feel gratitude for a desire already fulfilled, you affirm its reality within you. Gratitude is not reserved for what has physically appeared. It is a powerful acknowledgement of the unseen. By feeling grateful for your assumed end, you solidify your belief in its inevitability, drawing it closer with every passing moment. Action 2 aligns with your assumption. When you assume the end as real, your actions naturally flow from that state. You do not need to force or manipulate circumstances. Instead, you act in harmony with your vision. For example, if you assume yourself to be wealthy, you carry yourself with confidence and make decisions from a place of abundance. These actions, guided by your assumption, accelerate the process of manifestation. This practice requires persistence and discipline. The world will try to pull you back into old patterns of thought, urging you to focus on what is rather than what could be. But every time you return to the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you strengthen your connection to that reality. With time, your assumption becomes so deeply ingrained that it feels more real than the outer world. Assuming the end as real is not about ignoring challenges or avoiding responsibility. It is about reclaiming your creative power. It is a deliberate choice to see beyond limitations and to live from the truth of your infinite potential. When you assume the end, you align yourself with the natural laws of creation, which respond unfailingly to the energy of belief and feeling. As you practice this principle, you will witness profound changes in your life. Circumstances will shift, opportunities will arise, and the people and resources needed to fulfill your vision will come to you effortlessly. These changes are not coincidences, but the natural unfolding of your assumption. By living in the end, you become the architect of your reality, shaping a life that reflects the deepest desires of your heart. In assuming the end as real, you step into the realm of certainty. You no longer hope or wish you know. And in that knowing lies the power to create a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. The end is yours, now claim it, feel it, and watch as it unfolds before you. The act of persisting in your inner vision is the foundation of transforming your desires into reality. It is a discipline, a practice of unwavering faith, and a deep knowing that your inner world holds the key to shaping your outer experiences. To persist in your inner vision means to remain steadfast in your imagination, regardless of the challenges, doubts, or apparent contradictions in the physical world. It is a commitment to nurture your dream until it materializes, no matter how long it takes or how impossible it may seem. When you first conceive a desire, it is born in the realm of your imagination. This inner realm is boundless, infinite, and unencumbered by the limitations of time, space, or circumstance. Yet for many, the journey from imagination to manifestation is interrupted by doubt, fear, and a lack of persistence. The world outside may appear to deny your vision, presenting evidence that seems to contradict your desire. But this is where persistence becomes essential. It is not enough to momentarily visualize or briefly affirm your dreams. You must continuously return to your inner vision, affirming its truth and feeling its reality until it becomes second nature. The outer world is a reflection, a mirror of your inner state. It may take time for the reflection to change, as it is often slow to catch up with the shift in your consciousness. If you react to the delays or contradictions, you risk reinforcing the very conditions you seek to change. To persist in your inner vision is to rise above these distractions, holding firm to the reality you have created within. You must understand that the outer world has no power to create, it only echoes the convictions of your inner being. This persistence requires patience and trust. Like a gardener tending to a seed, you must nurture your vision, even when no immediate growth is visible. The seed, once planted, begins its work beneath the surface, drawing nourishment and expanding in ways unseen. Similarly, your inner vision is at work, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring it into physical form. Doubting the process or giving up too soon is like uprooting the seed before it has a chance to grow. The feeling of your vision's fulfillment is the vital force that fuels this process. It is not enough to think of your desire, you must feel as though it is already yours. The emotional energy of your conviction is what draws your vision from the unseen to the seen. You will persist in this feeling, and it will become a living reality within you, so powerful that the outer world cannot help but align with it. There will be moments when the evidence of your senses challenges your resolve. You may face setbacks, delays, or opposition from those who cannot see your vision. These moments are not failures but opportunities to deepen your faith and strengthen your focus. Persistence means refusing to waver, no matter what. It means holding your inner vision above all else, knowing that it is more real than the temporary appearances of the world around you. Faith plays a central role in persistence. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking, it is the conviction that what you have conceived in your imagination is already real in the unseen realm. It is the belief that the universe is working tirelessly to bring your vision to fruition. When you persist in this faith, you remain anchored, unshaken by doubts or delays. You trust the process, knowing that the timing of your manifestation is perfect, even if it is not immediately apparent. Gratitude can also reinforce your persistence. By feeling grateful for your vision as though it is already fulfilled, you strengthen your connection to it. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from waiting to receiving. It is a powerful affirmation that your inner vision is not only possible but inevitable. Each moment of gratitude draws your vision closer, solidifying it in your consciousness and in the world. Persistence is not a passive state, it is active and deliberate. It requires daily commitment to your vision, revisiting it in your imagination, feeling it deeply, and acting in alignment with it. Your actions should reflect the reality of your inner vision, even before it appears in the physical world. If your vision is one of abundance, act with confidence and generosity. If your vision is one of love, carry yourself with the joy and peace of someone already cherished. These actions are not pretenses but expressions of your inner conviction. As you persist, you will notice subtle shifts in your outer reality. Opportunities will arise, circumstances will align, and the people needed to fulfill your vision will appear. These are not coincidences but the natural result of your unwavering focus and belief. The outer world must conform to the inner reality you have consistently nurtured. To persist in your inner vision is to claim your role as the creator of your life. It is to reject the notion of being a victim of circumstance and instead embrace your power to shape your reality. It is a journey of faith, patience, and unwavering commitment to the truth within you. By persisting, you prove to yourself and to the world that your dreams are not fleeting wishes but inevitable outcomes. You hold the key, persist, and the door to your desired life will surely open. Gratitude is the silent force that precedes every great manifestation. It is the bridge between longing and fulfillment, the energy that aligns your heart with the reality you wish to create. Gratitude is not merely a reaction to receiving what you desire, it is the seed you plant to bring that desire into being. To practice gratitude is to acknowledge the unseen reality of your dreams as though they already exist, affirming that the universe is constantly working in your favor. When you feel grateful for what you seek before it physically manifests, you signal to the universe that your desire is already fulfilled. Gratitude is not about pretending or deceiving yourself, it is about recognizing that your imagination is the true reality, the space where all creation begins. The moment you conceive a desire and feel grateful for its realization, you set the process of manifestation into motion. This gratitude anchors your vision in the present, transforming it from a distant hope into a present truth. Most people reserve gratitude for what they can see, touch, and experience tangibly. They wait for evidence before they feel thankful. Yet this approach often delays the manifestation of their desires, as it keeps them focused on lack and limitation. To manifest powerfully, you must reverse this order. Feel grateful now, not for what is missing, but for the unseen forces that are already bringing your vision into reality. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already possess in the unseen realm, amplifying your faith and accelerating the process of creation. Gratitude is a state of being, a way of aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance. When you dwell in this state, you vibrate in harmony with the energy of your desires. This harmony attracts corresponding experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. It is the law of resonance in action. What you feel internally will be reflected externally. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a creative force that transforms your inner world and in turn your outer circumstances. Feeling gratitude requires imagination and intention. Imagine the life you desire as if it were already yours. Close your eyes and step into that vision. See the details, hear the sounds, and most importantly, feel the emotions of living in that reality. Let the feeling of gratitude well up within you, knowing that what you seek is already unfolding. This practice strengthens your belief, replacing doubt with certainty and fear with faith. Gratitude also dissolves resistance. Resistance arises when you cling to fear, doubt, or the illusion of separation from your desires. These negative emotions create barriers between you and your dreams. Gratitude, on the other hand, softens these barriers. It opens your heart and mind, creating a state of receptivity that allows the flow of abundance into your life. When you feel grateful, you stop struggling and striving. You release the need to control outcomes and instead trust the process, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Gratitude has the power to transform your perception of time. Often people grow impatient when their desires take longer to manifest than expected. They begin to doubt, questioning whether their efforts are in vain. But when you practice gratitude, you shift your focus from waiting to receiving. Gratitude grounds you in the present moment, reminding you that the fulfillment of your desire is not somewhere in the future, it is happening now in the unseen. This shift in perspective allows you to remain calm, confident, and connected to your vision, even when the outer world appears unchanged. Gratitude is also a declaration of trust. It is your way of saying to the universe, I know you are working for me. I trust your timing and your wisdom. This trust is essential because it aligns you with the natural flow of creation. When you resist or doubt, you disrupt this flow. But when you feel grateful, you harmonize with it, allowing your desires to come to you with ease and grace. The practice of gratitude does not require grand gestures or elaborate rituals. It can be as simple as taking a moment each day to reflect on your blessings, both seen and unseen. Write them down, speak them aloud, or hold them quietly in your heart. Focus not only on what you have, but also on what you are creating. Feel grateful for the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are on their way to you. Treat them as though they are already part of your life, and they will be. Gratitude also fosters humility and connection. It reminds you that you are not alone in this creative process. You are co-creating with a higher power, a divine intelligence that orchestrates all things. When you acknowledge this partnership through gratitude, you deepen your relationship with the universe. This connection brings a sense of peace and assurance, knowing that you are supported every step of the way. As you cultivate gratitude, you will notice its ripple effects in every area of your life. Your relationships will improve as gratitude makes you more present, compassionate, and understanding. Your health and well-being will flourish as gratitude reduces stress and fosters a sense of contentment. And most importantly, your ability to manifest will strengthen as gratitude amplifies your creative power. Gratitude is more than a tool for manifestation, it is a way of life. It is the recognition of the infinite abundance that surrounds you, the acknowledgement that you are a powerful creator capable of shaping your reality. When you live in gratitude, you step into alignment with your highest self, becoming a magnet for all that you desire. Practice gratitude and watch as the world transforms to reflect the beauty and abundance you hold within. Releasing fear and doubt is essential to manifesting the life you desire. These emotions are the shadows that cloud your vision, preventing you from fully aligning with your inner power and the creative force of the universe. Fear and doubt are not inherent truths, they are learned responses, often rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or the illusions created by the physical world. They thrive on your attention, growing stronger the more you focus on them. To release them is to reclaim your creative authority and step into the freedom of possibility. Fear arises when you believe that something outside of yourself has the power to harm, limit, or deprive you. It is the result of forgetting your true nature as a creator, forgetting that your inner world shapes your outer reality. Doubt, on the other hand, is the questioning of your ability to manifest, the uncertainty that your desires are achievable or that you are worthy of them. Both emotions stem from a misalignment with your inner truth and an over-reliance on the evidence of the senses. The first step in releasing fear and doubt is to recognize them for what they are: illusions. They have no inherent power except the power you give them. Just as a shadow disappears when the light shines upon it, fear and doubt dissolve when you bring awareness to their unreality. They are not forces to be fought or resisted, they are energies to be observed and transcended. To release them, you must confront them with courage and clarity, understanding that they are temporary states, not permanent truths. Begin by identifying the thoughts and beliefs that give rise to your fear and doubt. Often they are rooted in stories you have been telling yourself, stories about failure, rejection, or lack. These stories may have been shaped by past experiences or external influences, but they are not fixed. You have the power to rewrite them. Ask yourself, are these thoughts serving me? Are they aligned with the life I wish to create? Most often, you will find that they are not. This realization is the first step toward letting them go. Next, replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For every thought of fear, counter it with a thought of faith. For every moment of doubt, affirm your worthiness and ability to manifest. This process requires intention and repetition. The mind has been conditioned to default to fear and doubt, but with consistent effort you can retrain it to default to faith and confidence. Speak affirmations that resonate with your truth. I am capable, I am deserving, my desires are already mine. These affirmations act as seeds, gradually taking root in your subconscious mind. Visualization is another powerful tool for releasing fear and doubt. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you desire. See the details, feel the emotions, and immerse yourself in the experience of your fulfilled vision. As you do this, notice any fear or doubt that arises. Rather than suppressing it, acknowledge it. Let it surface, and then consciously release it. Imagine it dissolving like mist in the morning sun, replaced by a sense of certainty and peace. Visualization not only helps you connect with your desired reality, but also strengthens your belief in its inevitability. Gratitude is a profound antidote to fear and doubt. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your attention from lack to abundance, from anxiety to assurance. Gratitude reminds you of the countless blessings in your life and the limitless possibilities before you. It reinforces the truth that the universe is on your side, always working in your favor. By cultivating gratitude, you create a state of receptivity that leaves no room for fear and doubt to take hold. Releasing fear and doubt also requires trusting the process of life. Understand that you are not alone in this journey. A higher power, a divine intelligence, is always guiding you, orchestrating events and circumstances to align with your desires. Trust that what you seek is seeking you, that every delay or obstacle is merely a stepping stone toward your ultimate good. This trust is not blind, it is born of the recognition that the universe operates with perfect wisdom and timing. Surrender to this process, and you will find that fear and doubt naturally fade away. Action is another powerful way to overcome fear and doubt. When you take steps toward your goals, even small ones, you build confidence and momentum. Action signals to your mind that you are committed, that you believe in your ability to succeed. It transforms abstract desires into tangible progress, dissolving the inertia of fear and doubt. Each action you take strengthens your belief in yourself and your vision. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out people, environments, and experiences that uplift and inspire you. Fear and doubt often feed on negativity, so immerse yourself in sources of light and encouragement. Whether it's a supportive community, motivational content, or time spent in nature, find what nourishes your spirit and renews your faith. To release fear and doubt is to step into your power as a creator. It is to choose faith over fear, certainty over skepticism, and love over limitation. It is a process of remembering who you are, a being of infinite potential, capable of shaping your reality through thought, feeling, and belief. As you let go of fear and doubt, you open the door to a life of freedom, abundance, and joy. Trust in the power within you and watch as the universe mirrors your inner transformation in ways beyond your imagination. To align with abundance rather than scarcity is to shift your entire perspective on life. Abundance is not simply about material wealth, it is a mindset, a state of being, and a way of perceiving the world. It is the recognition that the universe is infinite in its capacity to provide, that there is always enough, and that you are inherently deserving of all that you desire. Scarcity, on the other hand, is the belief in limitation, the fear that resources are finite, and the assumption that what you seek is difficult or impossible to attain. Aligning with abundance means breaking free from the mental and emotional chains of scarcity and embracing the truth of infinite possibility. The first step in aligning with abundance is understanding that abundance is a choice. It begins in your mind and radiates outward into your reality. What you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, you attract more lack. If you focus on abundance, you invite more abundance into your life. This is not wishful thinking, but a fundamental principle of creation. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs act as magnets, drawing corresponding experiences to you. To align with abundance, you must train yourself to think abundantly, even in the face of appearances that suggest otherwise. Scarcity often masquerades as practicality. It tells you to settle for less, to cling tightly to what you have, and to fear losing it. It convinces you that your dreams are too big, or that the resources to achieve them are out of reach. But scarcity is an illusion, a mental construct that distorts your perception of reality. The universe operates on principles of overflow and expansion. Nature offers countless examples of abundance: the endless waves of the ocean, the countless stars in the sky, the boundless growth of plants and animals. These are reminders that abundance is the natural state of existence. To align with abundance, you must confront and release the limiting beliefs that keep you rooted in scarcity. These beliefs are often inherited from society, family, or past experiences, but they are not absolute truths. Begin by questioning these beliefs. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Is it serving me? What evidence do I have to the contrary? Often you will find that these beliefs crumble under scrutiny, revealing the freedom to think and feel differently. Replace them with empowering beliefs, such as there is always enough, I am worthy of abundance, and the universe supports me in all ways. Gratitude is a powerful tool for aligning with abundance. When you cultivate gratitude, you shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. This shift not only uplifts your mood, but also aligns your energy with the frequency of abundance. Gratitude is a declaration of sufficiency. It affirms that you are already blessed, that the universe has already provided for you, and that more blessings are on their way. Practice gratitude daily. Acknowledge the big and small things in your life that bring you joy, comfort, and fulfillment. As you do, you will find that the flow of abundance becomes more apparent and more consistent. Visualization is another key practice for aligning with abundance. Take time to imagine the life you desire as if it is already yours. See yourself living in the home you dream of, experiencing the relationships you long for, and enjoying the financial freedom you seek. Feel the emotions of this reality: joy, peace, and satisfaction. Visualization is not about escaping reality, but about creating it. When you vividly imagine abundance, you program your subconscious mind to seek opportunities and take actions that align with this vision. You also send a clear signal to the universe about what you are ready to receive. Generosity is an expression of abundance. When you give freely, whether it's your time, resources, or attention, you affirm that you have enough to share. This act breaks the grip of scarcity, which tells you to hoard and protect what you have. Generosity creates a flow of energy, and in that flow, abundance grows. The more you give with a spirit of joy and love, the more you receive in return. This is not a transactional process, but a natural consequence of living in alignment with abundance. Faith is essential to this alignment. Scarcity often breeds fear and doubt, convincing you that abundance is a distant or unlikely reality. But abundance requires trusting yourself, in the process of life, and in the infinite resources of the universe. Trust that what you seek is already seeking you. Trust that every delay or obstacle is a stepping stone to your greater good. This faith is not blind optimism, but a deep knowing that abundance is your birthright, available to you in every moment. Align your actions with abundance. Act as if you are already abundant. This doesn't mean reckless spending or pretending to be someone you're not. It means embodying the qualities of abundance, confidence, generosity, and openness. It means pursuing your goals with courage, making decisions from a place of trust rather than fear, and treating yourself and others with the respect that abundance entails. When your actions align with an abundant mindset, you create a powerful synergy that accelerates the manifestation of your desires. Aligning with abundance is not a one-time event, but a daily practice. It requires vigilance over your thoughts, commitment to your vision, and patience with the process. As you cultivate this alignment, you will notice shifts in your reality. Opportunities will arise, resources will appear, and your sense of well-being will deepen. You will move from a life of striving and scarcity to one of ease and fulfillment, knowing that abundance is not something you chase, it is something you are. In conclusion, aligning with abundance is about transforming your mindset, embracing gratitude, and releasing the illusions of fear, doubt, and scarcity. It is about stepping into your true nature as a creator, recognizing the infinite possibilities available to you, and trusting that the universe always works in your favor. By focusing on abundance, visualizing your desires, and taking aligned action, you open the door to a life of ease, joy, and prosperity. Remember, abundance is not something outside of you, it begins within. The shift is not about accumulating wealth or possessions alone, but about embodying a state of peace, confidence, and trust in life's infinite provisions. Your journey is uniquely yours, and every step forward strengthens your alignment with the life you deserve. Thank you for embarking on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. May your path be filled with blessings, and may abundance flow to you effortlessly and endlessly. Ladies and gentlemen, let us turn our attention to the quiet, transformative power of the chosen woman. She is not marked by wealth, beauty, or status, but by the depth of her awareness and the alignment of her soul. The chosen woman knows that her true power lies within her. She does not need the approval of the world because she understands a sacred truth: her imagination is the creator of her reality. What she believes about herself becomes her world. When she says, "I am," she is not speaking of what she hopes to be, but of what she knows she already is. A woman who knows her power comes from within is unlike anyone else. She walks through life with a quiet confidence, aware that her strength does not depend on the opinions or validations of others. This realization sets her apart, for she understands that external circumstances are merely a reflection of her inner state. Her power is rooted in her understanding of self, a profound awareness that the source of all she seeks already resides within her. This kind of woman does not cling to titles, possessions, or the fleeting approval of society. She knows that such things are transient and cannot define her worth. Instead, her identity is grounded in her understanding of the divine within her. She recognizes that she is not separate from the creative force that governs the universe, and this realization gives her a profound sense of security. The world may shift around her, but her foundation remains unshaken. Her confidence stems not from arrogance, but from an unshakable faith in her ability to create her reality. The woman who knows her power comes from within understands the nature of her mind and its limitless potential. She sees her imagination not as a whimsical tool, but as the blueprint of her life. What she dwells upon internally will manifest externally. This awareness gives her a sense of responsibility for her thoughts and emotions. She does not allow herself to be ruled by doubt or fear, for she knows that such feelings, if indulged, will create the very circumstances she wishes to avoid. Instead, she chooses to think deliberately, focusing only on what aligns with her highest vision. Because she draws her strength from within, she is not easily swayed by external forces. She listens to her intuition and trusts her inner voice, even when it contradicts what the world around her is saying. This inner guidance acts as her compass, leading her toward choices that resonate with her truth. She does not need constant advice or reassurance from others, for she has cultivated a deep connection with herself. This ability to trust her inner knowing allows her to move through life with clarity and purpose. This woman is also resilient in the face of challenges. When adversity arises, she does not crumble or look for someone to rescue her. Instead, she turns inward, accessing the reservoir of strength that lies within her. She understands that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, a chance to discover even more of her innate power. She does not view difficulties as punishment or misfortune, but as a natural part of the journey toward becoming her highest self. Her ability to remain centered in the face of hardship inspires those around her, though she does not act for recognition or praise. Her inner power also makes her self-sufficient. While she values relationships and enjoys the companionship of others, she does not depend on anyone to complete her. She knows that she is whole as she is, and that her happiness cannot be outsourced. This self-sufficiency allows her to give freely to others without feeling depleted. She shares her time, energy, and love from a place of abundance, not from a need for reciprocity. Her relationships thrive because they are based on mutual respect and shared growth, rather than dependency or control. The woman who knows her power comes from within also understands the importance of self-love. She treats herself with kindness and compassion, knowing that her relationship with herself sets the tone for all other relationships. She does not engage in self-criticism or doubt her worth, for she knows that such behaviors are incompatible with the truth of who she is. Instead, she affirms her value daily, nurturing her spirit with positive thoughts and actions. This self-love radiates outward, drawing people and opportunities into her life that reflect her inner state. Her power is magnetic. People are drawn to her presence not because she seeks attention, but because she embodies authenticity and grace. She does not need to prove herself or compete with others, for she knows that her journey is unique. This authenticity makes her a source of inspiration, encouraging others to look within and discover their own power. She does not diminish others to elevate herself. Instead, she uplifts those around her simply by being true to herself. Above all, the woman who knows her power comes from within is free. Free from the constraints of societal expectations, free from the need for external approval, and free from the fears that hold so many back. She moves through life with a sense of ease and flow, trusting that all she needs will come to her at the right time. Her faith in the unseen allows her to embrace uncertainty without anxiety, for she knows that her inner world will always create her outer reality. This woman is a living testament to the truth that all power is internal. She shows us that when we stop looking outside ourselves for validation, answers, or strength, we discover the infinite wellspring of potential that has been within us all along. And in doing so, she not only transforms her own life, but also inspires others to awaken to their own inner power. A woman who walks alone yet feels complete carries a presence that is both rare and profound. Her solitude is not a burden, but a sanctuary, a place where she finds clarity, strength, and unwavering peace. While many seek companionship to fill a void or distract from their inner struggles, she embraces solitude as a path to self-discovery and fulfillment. She is not afraid of being alone, for she understands that true completion does not come from others, but from within herself. Her ability to walk alone is not born out of necessity or isolation, but from choice. She values her own company and recognizes the immense power that comes from standing independently. In the quiet moments of solitude, she connects deeply with herself, nurturing her mind, body, and spirit. She does not look to others to validate her existence or provide her with a sense of purpose. Instead, she finds these things in her connection to the divine within her, a connection that reminds her she is never truly alone. This woman does not fear silence. In fact, she thrives in it. While the world around her clamors for attention, noise, and distraction, she retreats to the stillness within. It is in this quiet space that she hears the whispers of her soul, the guidance of her intuition, and the answers to questions she once sought externally. She understands that silence is not emptiness but a gateway to greater understanding. It is in these moments of solitude that she learns the most about herself, discovering her desires, her strengths, and her boundless potential. Her sense of completeness stems from her profound self-awareness. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and what she desires in life. This clarity allows her to walk alone with confidence, unshaken by the opinions or judgments of others. She does not seek to conform to societal expectations or fit into molds that do not align with her truth. Instead, she charts her own path, guided by her inner wisdom and unshakable belief in herself. This independence is not a rejection of others, but a declaration of her freedom to be herself. A woman who feels complete within herself does not fear the absence of relationships or companionship. She understands that being alone is not the same as being lonely. While she cherishes meaningful connections, she does not rely on them to feel whole. Her relationships are an extension of her wholeness, not a patchwork to cover emptiness. This allows her to love others freely, without attachment or neediness. She gives from a place of abundance rather than lack, making her connections genuine and fulfilling. Her solitude is a source of strength. In walking alone, she has learned to rely on herself, to trust her instincts, and to face challenges head-on. She knows that her resilience is not dependent on anyone else's support or approval. This self-reliance does not mean she rejects help when it is offered, but she does not depend on it. She has faced her fears, her doubts, and her insecurities in the quiet of her solitude, emerging stronger and more self-assured. Every step she takes alone reinforces her belief in her own capabilities. Walking alone also gives her the freedom to focus on her growth and dreams without distraction. She uses her solitude to cultivate her talents, pursue her passions, and build a life that aligns with her vision. She is not weighed down by the expectations of others or the need to compromise her values to fit into someone else's plan. This freedom allows her to create a life that is uniquely her own, one that reflects her deepest desires and highest aspirations. Her ability to feel complete in solitude inspires others. In a world that often equates worth with relationships, she stands as a reminder that self-love and self-awareness are the foundations of true happiness. People are drawn to her not because she seeks attention, but because her independence and authenticity radiate a quiet confidence. She shows others that it is possible to be content and fulfilled without constantly seeking external validation. This woman is also deeply connected to her spirituality. Whether she views this as a connection to the divine, the universe, or her higher self, it is this relationship that sustains her. She feels the presence of something greater guiding her, supporting her, and reminding her that she is never truly alone. This spiritual connection fills her with a sense of peace and purpose, allowing her to walk her path with grace and courage. A woman who walks alone yet feels complete embodies a profound truth that our worth and happiness are not determined by our relationships, achievements, or external circumstances, but by the love and acceptance we cultivate within ourselves. She is a living testament to the power of self-awareness, self-love, and inner strength. Her journey is not about isolation but about wholeness, a wholeness that comes from embracing who she is and trusting the path she is meant to walk. A woman who commands rather than pleads understands the profound truth about her worth, her power, and her ability to shape her reality. She knows that to beg or plead is to operate from a place of lack, but to command is to stand firmly in the knowledge that she is already worthy of all she desires. This approach is not rooted in arrogance but in certainty, a quiet confidence that stems from the awareness of her inner authority. She understands that the world does not respond to desperation but to conviction. Her command begins with her understanding of self. She sees herself not as a victim of circumstance, but as the creator of her experiences. This realization changes everything. Instead of seeking permission or validation from others, she declares her desires boldly and confidently. She does not ask the universe, society, or those around her to make room for her. She creates the space she needs and steps into it unapologetically. Her commands are not about forcing or controlling others, but about aligning with the natural flow of her inner power. When this woman speaks, she does so with intention. Every word she utters carries weight, because she understands the creative power of language. She is deliberate in her declarations, knowing that her words have the ability to shape her reality. She does not waste time with "if only" or "I wish," for these phrases suggest doubt and hesitation. Instead, she speaks in terms of "I am," and it is done affirming the truth of her desires as though they are already accomplished. This language of certainty transforms her life, drawing opportunities and experiences that match her unwavering belief. Her ability to command stems from her alignment with her inner being. She does not command from a place of ego or entitlement, but from a deep understanding of her connection to the divine. She recognizes that she is not separate from the source of creation, but an integral part of it. This connection allows her to trust that what she declares is already being brought into existence. Her faith is not in external forces, but in the power of her own belief, and this faith allows her to move through life with confidence and ease. This woman does not settle for less than what she knows she deserves. She does not lower her standards or compromise her values to appease others or avoid conflict. Instead, she sets clear boundaries and expects them to be honored. This expectation is not rooted in entitlement, but in self-respect. She knows that by commanding respect from others, she teaches them how to treat her. And if someone cannot meet her standards, she does not plead for their understanding or acceptance. She simply walks away, knowing that her worth is not determined by someone else's ability to see it. This woman's ability to command, rather than plead, also means she is not easily swayed by rejection or setbacks. She does not see a closed door as a reason to give up or question her worth. Instead, she views it as a redirection, an opportunity to align more closely with her desires. Her faith in herself and the power within her remains unshaken, even in the face of temporary obstacles. She knows that what is meant for her will come to her, not because she begs for it, but because she commands it with certainty and trust. Her presence inspires others. She does not demand attention or approval, yet people are drawn to her because of the strength and clarity she exudes. She shows others that it is possible to live with dignity and purpose without compromising oneself. Her ability to command respect, opportunities, and fulfillment is a testament to the power of self-belief and alignment with one's inner truth. This woman stands as a reminder that we are not here to plead for scraps from the table of life. We are here to command with confidence, to declare our worth, and to step boldly into the lives we are meant to lead. Her strength is not in what she demands from the world, but in the faith she has in her own power to create it. A woman who lives in the end carries an unshakable confidence in the realization of her desires. Her mind is not preoccupied with how or when things will unfold. She lives in the state of fulfillment, as if her dreams are already accomplished. This way of being is not an act of pretending or hoping. It is a deep, inner knowing. She understands that creation begins in the imagination, and that her thoughts and emotions shape the reality she experiences. Her power lies in her ability to dwell in the feeling of her desires already realized. Instead of being consumed by doubts, fears, or obstacles, she centers herself in the joy, peace, and satisfaction of having already achieved her goals. She envisions herself in the life she desires, allowing this vision to permeate her thoughts, words, and actions. To her, this is not wishful thinking, but a deliberate practice of aligning with the reality she knows is hers. This woman does not waver. When challenges arise, she does not allow them to pull her away from her inner vision. She sees setbacks not as defeats but as temporary illusions that will soon dissolve as her desired reality takes shape. Her focus is unwavering because she knows that what she consistently holds in her imagination will eventually manifest in her life. This faith is the foundation of her strength, enabling her to remain calm and composed even in the face of uncertainty. Her ability to live in the end influences every aspect of her life. In her relationships, she does not dwell on fears of rejection or inadequacy. Instead, she imagines and feels the love and connection she desires as already present. This transforms her energy, making her magnetic to the type of relationship she seeks. She does not chase or beg for affection, because in her mind she is already loved and cherished. This self-assurance creates a powerful aura that naturally attracts those who align with her vision. In her career, she does not approach her ambitions with desperation or anxiety. She does not focus on the gap between where she is and where she wants to be. Instead, she embodies the mindset of someone who has already achieved her goals. She walks, speaks, and acts as if her success is inevitable. This confidence opens doors and opportunities that others might miss, as she is attuned to the possibilities that align with her desired outcome. Living in the end requires discipline, but it is a discipline rooted in joy and trust. She makes a conscious effort to redirect her thoughts whenever they stray into doubt or negativity. She understands that dwelling on what is unwanted only serves to perpetuate it. Instead, she chooses to dwell on what brings her peace and fulfillment. This mental practice becomes second nature to her, a way of life that consistently reinforces her inner vision. This woman does not concern herself with the opinions or doubts of others. She knows that her vision is her own, and that it does not require external validation to become real. While others may question her choices or doubt her dreams, she remains steadfast in her belief. She understands that her imagination is the blueprint for her reality, and that the world will eventually conform to the picture she holds within. Her confidence is quiet but undeniable, rooted in the unshakable conviction that what she imagines is already hers. Her ability to live in the end also means she is not consumed by impatience. She does not measure time by what has not yet happened, but by the fullness of her inner experience. To her, the feeling of having already achieved her desires is as real and satisfying as the physical manifestation. This detachment from the need for immediate results allows her to remain peaceful and grateful in the present moment. She trusts that everything is unfolding perfectly, and that her desires are on their way to her. She does not permit just anything to enter her mind. She filters out the noise of the world, rejecting thoughts and ideas that do not align with her highest vision for herself. She is aware of the constant bombardment of opinions, fears, and distractions from outside sources, and she chooses to remain centered and grounded. She does not give her energy to gossip, criticism, or negativity, knowing that such things can easily take root and grow if allowed. Instead, she focuses her attention on what uplifts, empowers, and aligns with her inner truth. Her mental discipline is not born out of fear, but out of love for herself and her dreams. She values her peace and clarity too much to allow them to be compromised by fleeting doubts or external chaos. When negative thoughts arise, and they inevitably do, she does not fight or suppress them. Instead, she observes them with detachment, acknowledging their presence without letting them take control. She replaces them with thoughts of possibility, gratitude, and strength, shifting her focus back to what she desires to create. This woman is deeply selective about the information and influences she consumes. She understands that what she feeds her mind shapes her perception, and ultimately her reality. Whether it is the media she watches, the books she reads, or the conversations she engages in, she chooses wisely. She surrounds herself with inspiration, wisdom, and positivity, knowing that these elements nourish her mind and keep it aligned with her purpose. She does not allow toxic or limiting beliefs to infiltrate her sacred space, for she knows the cost is too great. Her inner world is her sanctuary, and she treats it as such. She takes time to cultivate stillness and silence, creating space for reflection and connection with her inner self. Through practices like meditation, journaling, or simply moments of quiet, she ensures that her mind remains clear and focused. These moments are not indulgences but necessities, allowing her to reset, recharge, and realign with her intentions. By guarding her mind, she creates an environment where creativity, intuition, and clarity can flourish. She is also conscious of the power of her words and how they reflect the state of her mind. She speaks with intention, understanding that her words are extensions of her thoughts and carry the energy she wishes to manifest. She avoids speaking in self-defeating or limiting ways, choosing instead to affirm her strength, capability, and worth. Her language reinforces the sacredness of her mental space, keeping her focused on what is possible rather than what is lacking. This woman's ability to guard her mind extends to her interactions with others. She is mindful of the company she keeps, surrounding herself with those who respect her boundaries and uplift her spirit. She does not entertain relationships that drain her energy or fill her mind with doubt. While she is compassionate and understanding, she does not allow others to project their fears or insecurities onto her. She knows that protecting her mind is not about shutting people out, but about discerning what aligns with her truth and what does not. Her guarded mind is not a fortress of rigidity, but a sanctuary of intentionality. She remains open to growth, learning, and new perspectives, but she filters them through the lens of her values and vision. She is not swayed by every passing trend or opinion, but remains anchored in her own inner guidance. This balance allows her to remain adaptable without compromising her integrity. The results of her guarded mind are evident in her life. She exudes a sense of calm, focus, and strength that others cannot help but notice. Her clarity of thought translates into decisive actions, and her unwavering belief in herself propels her toward her goals. She faces challenges with resilience, knowing that her mind is her greatest asset and her strongest ally. No matter what life throws at her, she trusts in her ability to navigate it with wisdom and grace. This woman teaches us the importance of treating our minds as sacred spaces. She reminds us that what we allow into our consciousness shapes not only how we see the world, but also what we create within it. By guarding her mind, she creates a life of purpose, peace, and fulfillment, showing us all that the key to transformation begins within. A woman who radiates grace and strength is a presence that commands attention without demanding it. Her power lies not in what she says or does, but in who she is. Her essence speaks louder than words. She moves through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that her strength is not something she needs to assert aggressively, but something she embodies effortlessly. Grace and strength are her natural states, and they shine through her every action, decision, and interaction. Her grace is rooted in her ability to remain composed in all circumstances. She does not allow the chaos of the world to disturb her inner peace. Whether faced with adversity, success, or uncertainty, she carries herself with dignity, choosing to respond rather than react. Her calm demeanor inspires trust and respect, as others sense her unshakable inner stability. This is not a facade, but the result of her deep self-awareness and understanding of the transient nature of external circumstances. Her strength, however, is not loud or forceful. It is quiet, but undeniable. She possesses an inner fortitude that allows her to persevere through life's challenges. This strength is born from her ability to embrace her vulnerabilities rather than hide from them. She understands that true strength comes from acknowledging her fears, doubts, and pain, and then rising above them. This acceptance of her humanity makes her resilient, for she knows that every setback is an opportunity for growth. She carries herself with grace not to impress others, but because it aligns with her values. She is kind, compassionate, and considerate, yet these qualities do not make her weak. On the contrary, they reveal the depth of her strength. It takes courage to remain kind in a world that can be harsh, and it takes fortitude to maintain compassion when faced with cruelty or indifference. Her grace is not about perfection, but about being genuine and intentional in her actions. Her strength is reflected in her ability to set boundaries and stand firm in her convictions. She does not bend to please others or compromise her integrity for approval. While she is empathetic and understanding, she is not afraid to say no when necessary. This balance between grace and strength ensures that she is not taken advantage of, and it allows her to protect her energy and focus on what truly matters. She does not seek to control others, but instead exercises control over herself, her emotions, reactions, and choices. Her grace extends to the way she treats herself. She does not berate herself for her mistakes or shortcomings, but approaches herself with kindness and forgiveness. She understands that self-compassion is not indulgence but necessity, for it is the foundation of her strength. By nurturing her well-being, she ensures that she can show up fully in her relationships, work, and life's pursuits. Her ability to be gentle with herself sets an example for others, showing them the power of self-love and acceptance. In her relationships, she radiates grace and strength through her ability to communicate with clarity and empathy. She listens deeply, speaks thoughtfully, and seeks understanding rather than dominance. She does not engage in unnecessary conflicts or dramas, choosing instead to prioritize harmony and mutual respect. Yet, she does not avoid confrontation when it is necessary to uphold her principles or advocate for what is right. Her strength lies in her ability to navigate challenges with integrity and wisdom. This woman's grace and strength are also evident in her presence. She does not need to seek validation or approval, for she is secure in her worth. This self-assurance makes her magnetic, as others are drawn to her calm confidence and authenticity. She does not try to be someone she is not, and this genuineness inspires those around her to embrace their own uniqueness. Her presence alone is a reminder of what is possible when one lives with alignment and intention. Her grace and strength are not qualities she was necessarily born with, but ones she has cultivated over time. She has faced trials that tested her resolve and experienced moments that required her to rise above her fears. Through it all, she chose to learn, grow, and evolve. Her grace is the result of her ability to find beauty in life's imperfections, and her strength is the outcome of her refusal to give up, no matter the odds. This woman reminds us all that grace and strength are not mutually exclusive. They complement each other, creating a harmony that is both powerful and inspiring. She teaches us that true strength does not need to dominate but can coexist with gentleness, and that true grace is not about being flawless but about being authentic. In her we see the embodiment of a balanced and empowered life, one that radiates beauty, resilience, and purpose. In this journey of understanding the essence of a chosen woman, we see that her power lies in her ability to walk with purpose, strength, and authenticity. She knows that her worth comes not from external validation, but from her alignment with her inner truth. She lives intentionally, commanding her reality rather than pleading for it, guarding her mind as a sacred space, and embodying grace and strength in every facet of her being. She understands the profound truth that her world is shaped by her thoughts, her actions, and her unwavering belief in herself. This woman does not merely exist, she thrives, radiating an energy that inspires those around her. She is a testament to what is possible when one chooses to live deliberately, refusing to settle for anything less than the life she envisions. Her story is a reminder to us all that we hold the power to create, to rise, and to embody the extraordinary. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the chosen woman's qualities. May her journey inspire you to step into your own power, live with intention, and shine with the brilliance that only you can bring to this world.